Digital Marketing Misfits.
Well, hell, I mean, talking about this now, I'm gonna use this as a segue into our JT Pornett story about creators having influence.
Hell yeah.
And being So I was looking for a way into that, and now I think you guys just gave it to me.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hold on. I can find this. I'm gonna share that, and now we're in.
Say it. Thought just came to me. People might agree. People might disagree. Social media influencers and creators are more impactful in culture than big screen movie stars. Right now, I believe they are. Here's why. The more touch points that you have, the more influence you have. Big screen movie stars, actors, actresses, same with musicians. People that you see very periodically that have a massive splash, but then you don't see them for 6 months or you don't hear about them for 4 months, have less of an impact than the people that are far less globally known, but are more in the day-to-day visual of the people that you're consuming.
Yep.
It's just too hard to build a relationship with your audience if you don't see them frequently. I'll say another thing. The biggest movie stars in the world that you're thinking right now, wait a minute, this person is relevant. They're also really good at social media. I'd be willing to bet it because they know that they can't take that time to not be in front of you as a consumer because somebody else will take that attention and they will use it and they will forget about them.
So it's funny. Right before he said, "Oh, I'm muted. Hold on. Am I muted still?"
No.
No, I'm not. All right. No. So I got this big thing that said you've been muted on my screen. I didn't know if I was actually muted.
That was me muting you and unmuting you at the right time. So, because there was a wicked echo if I didn't.
Oh yeah, thanks guys. I appreciate that because I'm not that good at this stuff. don't let this all fool you.
Misfits.
Yeah, exactly. We were misfits to the core. And I was literally just gonna say, Regan, in the chat here, The Rock. Like The Rock is so good at social media.
Yep.
Him, Kevin Hart, and then Shaq.
Shaq has been crushing it lately.
Yeah. Shaq is spectacular on social media. And it's well, that's the other thing too. Movie stars don't respond to your comments.
Yes.
And, although speaking of like globally recognized, I guess you can call them celebrities, but like sports teams, when they have TikToks, the Detroit Lions, they respond to everybody. It's incredible.
They got nothing else to do. they go to work Thanksgiving Day every year. They suck, and they're the punching bag of America. What are you gonna do?
I mean, you're going to be really good on social media, and you are 100% going to build a community on social media because you're not going to do it through your football team.
It's funny when you said The Rock and Kevin Hart and those guys too. It might be my view of it, but you also never notice that they're promo. They're not doing the promo. They're out there and everything. If the Kardashians are doing a spectacle, a lot of they're making up events to be seen. Where it just seems like The Rock is somewhere and he's like, oh, hey, I was at somebody's wedding or something. And it's probably staged. It's probably set up by PR people, but it doesn't look like it. So it feels better. Warm and cut.
Yeah. They have a really good PR team if they do. Because again, like you said, it's probably not him. Because you never see The Rock ever holding his phone. It's always someone filming him. It's never.
I'm sorry. We got to have our guy on here, my buddy Austin. Have you guys followed the Savannah Bananas? The minor league baseball team in Savannah?
Oh, I'm familiar with the Bananas. Yeah, they're always doing the dances.
The dancing
mid-game. Yeah.
And I was stationed in Savannah, and he was telling me about this. I'm like, we had the Savannah Sand Gnats, and you didn't like to go to the games because it was horrible. The Sand Gnats would come out and get you. Some guy bought the team, and like their whole thing is like family friendly. They do all this crazy stuff, and they blew up on social media too. They're making so much money now. People want to go participate and be involved in that event at the games. I don't know why that came to me. Sorry.
No, and it can be perfect. I mean, it's and the team may have. I'm sure the team probably turned around because yeah,
they're like the Harlem Globetrotters. They're like just like the Harlem Globetrotters when they're playing their B League whatever minor league stuff. So it's really unique, and it just hit me that's kind of they're doing that thing too. They're relatable. They're the normal people, but they're at a sporting event.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to bring up another clip on TikTok, but there was one that we had in here. I was buried a story about Mark Cuban talking about how he turned around the Dallas Mavericks
Yes.
in there.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. He's like, he would, as the CEO, as the owner, he'd sit and we called the fishbowl, which is where all the salespeople call in to sell season tickets. And it happens, I guess it happens in smaller market pro teams. I've never had the Yankees call me to like, hey, come on down to the ballpark. But right. But I guess when the Dallas Mavericks sucked and no one was there, they actually had salespeople to call and say, hey, come on down.
Yeah.
Because the Trenton Thunder call me periodically and they say, hey, try to sell me season tickets. But I mean, Cuban was saying, he's like, you are not allowed to mention the team's record at all because you're not selling basketball. You're selling a night out. You're selling an experience.
Yeah. And that's when he revamped the whole stadium and added a whole another level of entertainment to the stadium because people didn't like to go there beforehand.
Yeah.
He got it.
And it was the same model, I'm sure, with the Bananas going down there. It's you turn around the experience and all of a sudden, hey, there's interest in the team.
Right.
And then when you have money coming in because people are buying tickets and buying concessions, hey, you can afford good players now.